Hey everybody, and welcome to another Age of Grogu. I have with me Jason and Max. Hey guys, how's it going?
What up?
Hey, we don't have Elijah with us today, but we felt that because I'm going to be working all weekend, I figured this is a great day to try to at least reach out there, see if anyone is watching, and talk about the Kenobi final episode, as well as the series overall. So yeah, guys. First, what were your impressions of the final episode?
I loved it. I
Yep.
thought it was great. There was not much complaints from me the last episode. I really thought
Yeah.
this is gonna break canon, but it didn't.
there, Chad.
It really fit nicely into the canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yep.
pretty much like tied up loose ends, you know. Like kind of. I feel like Star Wars, every opportunity they get to do that, they'll do it. Like Rogue
Right.
One's,
Mhm.
like open port to like him Vader killing his father.
Right.
Kind
Yeah.
of just tied that up in a bow, getting it ready
Yeah.
for the original trilogy.
Hey Lavelle, how you doing?
Sup, Loki?
I feel like it's been forever since we had
Yeah.
Lavelle like in the chat at the beginning of the chat. He usually comes in at the end recently. It's like he's always busy. He graduated and he's busy. But yeah, guys. So yeah.
What'd you think of it?
Yeah, what I think of it, I enjoyed it immensely. I thought it was a nice blend in between from the prequels into the classic trilogy. I think it tied up a lot of loose ends from the past, and it set up a lot of great things that connects directly into A New Hope more than anything. And I very
even
much
down to him calling him Darth. That was the one thing that caught me off guard. I was not expecting that.
I was because that's the only time that in A New Hope when Alec Guinness calls Obi-Wan Darth, and it's like there's got to be this relay and tie-in why he calls him Darth and not Anakin or any other name, apart from the fact that he never knew Lucas was going to be doing that direction. But yeah, Chad, it was a perfect ending for the show. I don't see how they could have ended it better. I agree, absolutely.
Yeah,
you did call the lightsaber strike to the helmet, exposing the face. You called it like right before it happened.
Yeah, it's something it felt like it was going to happen. Hey, let's cut into that for a minute because I've pulled up some imagery that we can actually check in here. But right at that fight sequence at the end there, by the way, we are going to be talking full spoilers if you haven't figured out already. So be careful. Be aware. If you haven't seen Kenobi last episode, we are talking spoilers here. Yeah, this one shot when he takes the blow across the helmet and ends up demasking him, and we see this this whole sequence here, which was just so awesome.
Brilliant. The changing of the colors from
it also
red.
It also explains the scar on the top of his head at the end.
Absolutely, exactly, right here.
That's nice. I like that little tie-in.
Yeah, cool. No, absolutely, yeah. It's right in the correct place. It's funny though. You look back at it and it's like, Obi-Wan slices off the left side of the mask. Ahsoka Tano ends up by slicing off the right side of the mask.
Oh.
But only Luke Skywalker could remove the mask completely.
That's clever.
Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of, it was interesting that the two closest people who tried to rescue Anakin and save Anakin could not do it. Only his son could do it, and it was interesting how they would take off either one half or the other, and it was never the full mask. And I thought that was a very well thought out process, specifically since it was led into with the Rebels series when Ahsoka Tano fights Vader and they do that moment. But it felt natural that was the way to go. I was always curious as to what part of the mask was going to get ripped off, and it was like, yeah, it had to be that side to match him with the scar.
What is this mask made of? Is it Duraplast?
Hey there, Anchorman. How's it going? With the original?
Vader's
Vader's original mask in A New Hope was carved out of clay and then sculpted in fiberglass.
No. I mean in canon.
In canon.
Yeah, I have no idea. Like the same as the clones armor. Because it always I feel like it cuts too easy. Like, wouldn't he want like Beskar or something?
Beskar, yeah.
You cut it like butter.
Yeah,
you
that
know?
always brings up that question. That's a good point. Why is Vader's outfit not built out of Beskar? It's only built out of stormtrooper armor. It's like,
Well, he's so strong. Like anytime
Yeah.
he tries to get shot, he just catches it.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really have to deal with that because he's so OP.
I guess the
Until
fact
Kenobi.
that well, I mean, I guess the fact that most
comes
people
around.
going up against Vader, we saw when Raver went up against him last week, just he didn't even need to pull out his lightsaber. He could just like deflect with the Force. That's how good he was. But
it's like judo.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Yeah.
Just minimal movement to just step out of the way. That was so cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, what are the highlights were there in this episode for you guys?
For me, it's Vader versus Kenobi for sure.
Yeah.
Like after the fight was done, I was kind of checked out, of already. I was like, oh man, that was so good. Oh yeah, Luke.
About Qui-Gon.
Qui-Gon.
Well, compared to the fight between Obi and Vader,
let's look at this. Yeah, let's look at this fight just for a second. Let's start it off from when Vader first lands in the Imperial shuttle. I mean, what beauty shots those were of just watching Vader stepping out of the shuttle the way it came in. But all these images, and although these are kind of dark, I should have lightened them up a little bit. But all these images are just so the shots are quite beautiful in the fight sequence. And there are times in the series where I don't feel the shots necessarily worked. There's a lot of Steadicam and stuff. But when it came to the fight sequences,
can you go back to that profile shot with the mountains and stuff?
I
heard something earlier this week.
Sorry, that one there. Yeah,
those represent like all the Jedi that stand with Obi-Wan and how alone
interesting
is.
Vader's. Ooh, I like that.
Compared to Obi-Wan's standing, because like the Rey moment when all the Jedi are with you,
right? The voice,
you kind of become all of them when it's just you against evil, I guess, because of your connection to the Force. So it shows you how lonely Vader is in that moment.
No, totally. Yeah. So it wasn't just a beautiful setting. Yeah, I agree, Chad. That a lot of those wide shots on that planet, there are some people who didn't like the planet, and I was like, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Dude, that looked awesome. I think I said during our reaction. Yeah. During that reaction, I said, "Look, reminded me of a Ralph McQuarrie painting."
Yes, you did. Yeah, you absolutely did.
It's like that old school like sci-fi landscape from serial stuff.
Oh, completely, absolutely,
like a Flash Gordon landscape.
Wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, again, look at all these moments. I just took various moments from this series. Some great overhead shots. The shot with
Vader earthbending.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know where that image is. That image.
The one you just showed right before.
Oh, it was.
Right before him.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, the cracking. Oh, yeah, the cracking of the. Yes. When he just like when he puts his hand down and just like takes out the earth. It's like there's got to be a certain name for that force skill, because that is like. That's kind of a new force skill that we haven't seen.
It's called earthbending.
Well, yeah, earthbending. Exactly. Yes. But then. We got the moment with Obi-Wan inside the cavern area there, and he literally it's called a force bubble. It's like creating the force to hold off basically debris.
Like how Apocalypse survived in the movie. Remember?
Yeah.
In the X-Men
Apocalypse? Yes.
He gets buried. They make that force field around him.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of when I said that.
No, but that's just some of the cool stuff, and then of course we get Obi-Wan doing the whole earthbending once again, his own way.
It made me gasp. I will say that was the one moment where I was like, Obi-Wan is stronger than ever.
Yeah, I mean the cool thing is this breaches the element of he's at least as strong as Rey. I mean Rey does this whole thing as well, and quite frankly,
Vader, so that makes him the best.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He beat Vader twice.
Yeah.
And he beat Anakin a bunch too, but
he beat Anakin and then he beat Vader.
Yeah.
He could have taken him out right there. Like he had him.
The only reason he couldn't was because of plot.
Yeah, Vader has that absolutely armor. Totally. But Obi-Wan's the strongest Jedi, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't know. Keep adding Moonies
Obi-Wan
up
beat
there.
Vader until he couldn't move. And the fact is, that was Vader. You're right. You're absolutely right there, Anchorman. The moment that, and this really ties in so greatly to last week, they really thought about the process of putting that Clone Wars period fight, or pre-Clone Wars fight in with Obi-Wan and Anakin last week. That kind of explains so much, and it sets up so much as to who Anakin is, that he won't stop trying to best Obi-Wan, and it's like not even a game to him. It's like a force of will, and the fact is brought through into Vader, and it continues on. And every time Obi-Wan has that escape plan, or creates that escape thing that will best up against Anakin himself, and there was just so many moments.
Yeah, Vader kind of had an arc in this as being like the bad guy who survived, because like, I mean, the arc came at the end when he was just still as obsessed with getting Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's like, what?
Yeah, yeah.
Come again?
Yeah.
Maybe you should reconsider this, dude. And he's like, you're right.
Yeah.
And that was like Vader's arc in this series.
But it was Vader's arc in the series, but it's Jonah versus the whale. You know, it's that whole element of the obsession is so intense, is so great. Can he actually really truly hold off searching for Obi-Wan? And we know there's a period of time by the time we hit A New Hope, but we still got, that's about 10 years away still. So there is a possibility that Vader will at least be searching for him, and this obsession.
The way they set it up is like that. This is how it is right before A New Hope for me.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. It is.
He's like, you ever need any help? Ask an old man. And then Vader being set up to be like, all right, forget about Obi-Wan, just focus on the mission.
No, absolutely. But
all that
then then those questions come up, and for me will Vader hold that off? If they do a good enough story and they feel it's the right story to put in to reconnect these characters one last time again. I keep saying that, but it's like, no, it's not needed. Absolutely, I don't believe it's needed. But they left it in such a word of mouth that situation, and the same with when Bail Organa says, if we need you again, kind of thing, or whatever it may be. There, it really is left open that it could be next week when they call Obi-Wan Kenobi up. It could be next week that Vader decides that, no, this is not enough for me. I need to prove myself still, and
that's the thing.
Get backlash even further. Yeah,
that's the thing with Star Wars, that it could be that.
It could be.
By doing that,
could
totally discredit like what's happened right before. Like,
it could. No, yes, agreed.
Star Wars constantly too.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, we're narrowing it down now, and we're losing more time in between.
Yeah.
Like now we're closing the gap of like what happens in.
Absolutely.
I think we've almost had every year for accounted until like Luke becomes the age that he is in the first Star Wars.
Yeah. They've left enough up for interpretation that it could go one way or the other, and it depends on what they're feeling at the time if they decide to do something. I personally would love to see another story of Obi-Wan.
But then also, it still works if they don't.
Oh no, totally, absolutely.
Like, it works perfectly if they don't. Yeah. But the challenge would be bringing them back and to see what they could do. That's all on writing and how well you could do that.
So this goes
to not like piss off anyone or like ruin what we just watched.
Right. Well, this goes into what Max said as well. The other big connection that he enjoyed was this moment with Qui-Gon popping up. I'd be completely fine watching a series just on training of the Force from the Netherrealm, from Qui-Gon's point of view. I would love to see that in a story and learn some more about the Force, because the idea that that Qui-Gon has always been there, and that it needs the Jedi, to reach that balance just to be able to see them in the first place. And Obi-Wan was never able to find that balance till this very moment when he felt like he could let go. He let go of Luke, having to physically be there, watching every second of the day, because he let it go. That was his arc. Yeah,
he let go of Anakin.
He let go of Anakin. Yeah, exactly. Let go of Anakin, but he also,
ironically, this the outfit he was wearing that last shot.
Yes.
This outfit from the comics.
Which
means it leads into that where he's watching Luke further.
Yeah. Oh, interesting.
So
really?
The show, they tied it into the comics. Where the show is almost a prequel to what we see him doing in the comics.
Okay. What happens there? You're talking about looking after Luke further?
He's kind of looking after Luke and Tatooine. Right. It's kind of like this whole thing where he's looking after him. It's not a very long arc, but he's looking after him without Luke knowing.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. But he's not stalking from a cave every day or something like that.
It's the Obi-Wan we thought we were gonna get. Because honestly, when I heard about Obi-Wan being a series,
you're right. The challenge is finding a really good script too, and I'm sure they'll do.
But what I thought the Obi-Wan series was going to be a lot more contained, like the way Book of Boba was. Thought it was all going to be on Tatooine when they first in Obi-Wan.
I think a lot of us thought it was going to be that. And
that was all the marketing though. They were teasing us because they know people love Tatooine, right? They're never going to get sick of it, so they just showed us more.
Yeah.
Well, we got what I thought Obi-Wan was going to be in Book of Boba Fett. It's like learning, being focused on Tatooine and like the people there and the Tusken Raider.
Yeah.
Not one Tusken Raider in this series, huh?
That's fine. That's cool. They've dealt enough with the Tuskens. I prefer to see Alderaan. I mean, I love the fact that we saw Alderaan so much.
Yeah. I guess you
photograph of Alderaan.
The only Tatooine you see is the civilization, so I guess there'd be no Tuskens. They're just deep in there, but
totally. Actually, I'm going to bring this up to. Yeah, let's do this. Now we're closer to the screen to everybody. I mean, the stuff on Alderaan was actually nicely done. I did love. I mean, this is towards the end here, of course, going back to Leia again. But I love this whole Tala story. I love how it connected who Tala was as an inspiration to Leia.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What bugs me is that they probably peeled that off her corpse.
A little bit,
possibly. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it got like blown up, and then
explosion.
They had to peel it off her charred body.
Totally, guys. I'm gonna close my
window. Girl.
Yeah, I'm gonna close my window. I'll be back in a second. Just talk because talk more about it. But talk about young Leia there.
I'm just surprised. It's a thing we forget. Like Star Wars is filled with death.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of that in this show.
What up, Liam? Welcome. I have no
even down to like the droids.
Yeah, it is Star Wars. You know, it's a dystopia. And it's just people die in Star Wars all the time, and
I'm just happy Bail Organa survived. I was kind of worried they were just going to use him and just kill him off.
Bail? Before you move. I never thought about that. I
was kind of. I didn't want to say it, but I was a little worried they're gonna be like, "Yeah, we can kill him off."
Yeah, right when he said he was gonna go to Tatooine, like on the 5th episode, he's like, "Oh, you're going to Tatooine." I thought
that didn't even cross my mind. I mean, I seriously was like, I was definitely a believer that Bail died on Alderaan when the planet was destroyed. That was always that. I guess was always my front and foremost.
Bail and Lola probably.
Yeah. Well, let's look at these moments here for a second. One, Leia's little uniform there. I thought like they definitely were trying to give the whole Obi-Wan and even Luke Tatooine kind of Jedi vibes in the costume.
It's also a mix of her classic white dress from her first when you first see her.
Oh, for sure. No, totally. Yeah, it's got this. It's very nice.
I think her hairstyle is the same as the end of A New Hope, right? During the ceremony.
It's close, yeah. Oh, hang on, wait, we lost it again. There it is. Oh, yeah, it's a little too high. But just these moments between Bear. I mean, he's like the proud little father. I mean, I thought that was great.
That's the thing about like the one of the only places you see in Star Wars that looks very.
Of course they couldn't, guys. Of course they couldn't because because we do see.
Oh, right, he was in Rogue One.
Thank you, Chad, for reminding us of that.
I completely forgot about that.
Anyway,
but of all the places you see in Star Wars, the most peaceful place that looks so nice is the one that gets destroyed in the future.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of whenever we're on Alderaan. I'm just like, oh, all this is gonna be gone, man.
She looks like Indiana Jones. There was kind of like that little vibe about some of the costuming. What else is there in that sequence there? Okay, so we had this awesome moment where Obi-Wan comes back at the end with Lola, and Leia runs right past him, and I swear to God, it reminded me of this scene here.
Oh my God.
Princess Vespa, daughter of King Roland, going right past the altar, heading down the ramp and out the door.
It was just like, it literally hit me. It was like that kind of a moment. It was like she just runs straight past Obi-Wan, doesn't care what he says, isn't happy he's alive. It's Lola who's alive. I don't know. It was just a moment. It was. I'm
surprised, like when in A New Hope, when they blow up Alderaan, she's like, Lola!
yeah. But and you caught the coolest little thing at the end there, and which was where is the image at? Was that Lola is in the satchel there, and I didn't catch that until until in the holster. And I didn't catch that until Jason called it out. It was like, oh, that is adorable. I mean, it was just such a great little idea to not put a weapon in the child's hand, but put her little
droid right. If she's gonna use it, it's gonna be like
yeah.
She was just wearing. Before Lola showed up, she was just wearing it. She's like,
that's it. Yeah. I thought it's the perfect size, which is a great thing. Now. Somebody on one of the other channels had mentioned, I didn't realize this until after I heard this, the nodules that Tala put on the satchel. There was 13 little scratch marks for 13 Jedi she had saved. She had ended up by being in a situation when she was part of the Empire that 14 people died. Basically, the 14th person she saved was Obi-Wan, and which was a great little core to that. And I don't know where I saw that, but it was like it was somebody else's noticed it, but it was
an important Jedi too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the 14th one was an important one, but for sure.
It kind of has this whole like Rogue One feel that everyone who helps them is ultimately helping destroy the Empire. Yeah, by helping these main characters get to their plot points, they're also contributing.
Well, that's what I love about Star Wars. They make it so you know that every battle counted.
Correct, exactly. I mean, and I love how they introduce new characters. I mean, Roken, I think, is a great new character and addition.
Yeah,
and obviously
he's the one who peeled the holster off her corpse.
I don't know. Was he outside when that happened? I thought
no. He's the one who gives it to.
Oh, he is too.
She would have wanted you to have this.
Oh yeah. I wonder how he got that exactly, because there were stormtroopers on.
He had to go in there and get it.
That's it. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough.
It's in surprisingly good condition considering what happened to him.
I guess. Yeah. Good point. Yeah. But anyway.
Well, you don't like talking about Tala's corpse, Brent?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there are little pieces everywhere. I'm not too sure.
They do kind of show the hallway that she blew up in, and it's just like a charred mess.
Yeah, it
is. When they walk through.
Yeah. Damn, that holster's durable.
Yeah. There you go. But
maybe Ned was protecting it.
There was some nice sequences with Leia. There was some nice sequences there with Leia and on the refugee ship and everything. I like how there was that whole thing between passing Lola on to Obi-Wan, almost like a this will keep you alive kind of little token kind of thing, and bring her back alive, almost like
she snuck it on him, like she
snuck it on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which I thought was kind of cute and adorable, and a very Leia thing to do. And actually, these guys are bringing this up in chat. This is one of the things. John Williams, actually, his last score is not going to be Star Wars. It's going to be Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah, but the last Star Wars score.
The last Star Wars score? Absolutely, the last Star Wars score. And Indiana Jones 5, John Williams is retiring. And I have to admit, that really hit an emotional punch when I read that yesterday. He's still going to do concerts and stuff like that, but he's just not going to be writing any more original score, which is really sad. I mean, it's definitely worth a retirement, of course, but that man, I've listened to his work since I was 7 years old when I listened to Star Wars: A New Hope. It was the thing that made me appreciate soundtracks and movie scores more than anything else.
There's enough of his music and here's enough of his music out there that you could probably generate a John Williams song generator. Kind of like the way they used they generated Luke's voice and Darth Vader's.
Right. Gotcha.
I like collecting.
And intertwine different scores from different.
Yeah. So he's got a large enough catalog where you could make a John Williams simulator sometime in the future.
That's a possibility. That's certainly a possibility. So what other things were going on in Kenobi? Actually, that's one thing I want to call this out too. In the refugee camp, and we saw this last week. Some of the refugees. Jason's got loud there in the background. in the refugee camp, there were several people that I've met and know online. On the right here is Aubrey. And on the far left in the bottom corner there is Justice. And they are two YouTubers, podcasters, people I've met online and met in person, which at Celebration, that got on the role of Obi-Wan last year and became extras. And they became pretty front and featured all the time. And it was just cool to see them back again in this episode. It seemed like they were the only two who got on the ship. I don't know what happened to the rest of them, but they're the only two featured in this episode. Well, if they didn't make it on the ship,
I got some bad news for you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, yes. One day I'm going to have to ask them if they know what happened to the character when they can officially talk about it. But they still are under the NDA kind of thing, so they can't really talk about anything from set. But one day it's going to be fun. Yeah.
Oh, really? After the show's done?
What's that? I don't know. I don't know if there's a waiting period or something like that. They will have a certain. I imagine they'll have some sort of leeway to be able to talk at some point, but they basically have said they can't say anything about their experiences or the set itself. But I would love to have some of them on at some point in the future, and just get the idea and the feeling of what it's like to be on set. In a Star Wars film, the series, or whatever, maybe a movie series, it'd be so cool. But yeah, I mean that was just a cool little moment anyway, to see people I know that got the not the privilege, but just the lucky break to get in as extras on that.
If you were ever an extra in Star Wars, what would you want to be?
Ooh, I'd want to be in a mask because I wouldn't want to show my face on screen.
What? Come on. Your face in
Stormtrooper.
Bounty hunter. I'd like to be a bounty hunter in the background kind of thing. Yeah. Nothing big. What about you, Max? What would you want to be?
Wampa.
A Wampa?
I would just do the motion capture for it.
The motion capture.
That'd be pretty fun.
Wampa. What about you, Jason? What would you want?
I'd like to be killed by Darth Vader.
That'd be fun.
No matter what, Rebel, whatever. Mm-hmm, just even that kid who gets his neck broke. Yes. I'd want to be one of those.
You'd want to be the guy who gets his neck broke by Darth Vader.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Okay,
how cool would that be?
Okay, chat. This is going to be up to you. We'll probably bring some of the chat in towards the end, and maybe we'll ask them that question then. What would they want to be in a Star Wars series or a Kenobi series?
Like one of those rebel guys in the hallway in Rogue One would be pretty dope.
Yep.
The guy gets
fair enough.
Gets thrown up into the ceiling or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That will be the guy that closes the airlock on the other one. Like, sorry.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think we'll bring in chat a little bit, Anchorman. So if anyone wants to, probably in the last 15 minutes or so of the day, we'll talk about. We'll bring a few people in and chat what their thoughts are on this episode. But for now, we continue on talking with. Let's see what else we got there. Let's go to the beauty shots. Some of these Star Destroyer beauty shots were just quite amazing.
Yo, that was so cool when like it. So right in the beginning, it's just like the first one, but then you go in between.
Yeah.
The bridge and the body, so it's like a lot more dynamic shot. Remember that? It's like
totally. Yeah.
It's cool.
I was surprised that the Star Destroyer couldn't take out that one slow-moving ship. It was really struggling with
big
it.
capital ships seem to have a problem with smaller rebel ships. I mean, come on, we see it in
ever since the first Star Wars.
Yeah, I was thinking about how long that chase was.
It's always been like
the Star Destroyer right there, and they're just like going slowly. Like, come on, guys!
Yeah,
it's really fun.
Speed it up. I just like Vader. Vader had to say something. It was like more firepower. It was like not speed up the ship. It's more firepower. I think they maxed out.
I was thinking, like, what is that going to do? More firepower? You've missed every shot.
Yeah, the Star Destroyer shots. Yeah, you're right, Clone Humor. They were great.
It looked awesome, though.
There was that one shot where the Star Destroyer just takes a slow turn, or the camera turns, and as it moves, and it does this slow, and it's just so. Wait, hang on. It comes around and it does this slow kind of. Oh wait, I'm not.
It starts drifting.
Yeah, that's it, and it starts to drift, and it just does this slow. Kind of it was so good.
Was that the first time we've seen a Star Destroyer turn?
No, Return of the Jedi. They almost collide. Remember?
Oh yeah, good point.
But
that was there was that little. There was that.
Everyone's like
twist.
Yeah, they had to maneuver out of the way from each other, and they slowly just rubbed up against each other.
Totally. Yeah. So one of the other characters that was quite the badass in this series was Beru.
I know, right?
Aunt Beru, yeah.
You see her for like a few minutes, and she's just immediately ready.
What I say is someone called her Joan Wick.
Oh, Joan Wick. Oh, that's funny.
Busting out the cycler rifles.
Yeah.
Hiding behind the pots of plants.
I still can't believe Owen missed that shot. He had a clean shot on
of Reva?
Inquisitor. Yeah. She shoots right next to her. I'm like, oh, come on. You could just. She
had plot armor right at that moment.
Yeah, I guess so. But I mean, let's talk about that for a bit. Excuse me. With Reva, I mean, we do get into what's that? What I missed?
What's this chat?
Oh right. Oh yeah. Wait. What? What's really into the Wiggles? What's the Wiggles? Oh, okay.
The Wiggles. It's like they're a hit sensation among children.
Yeah.
Okay.
They sell out concerts, man.
Oh, really? Okay, fair enough.
They're a top-selling rock and roll group.
Fair enough. Okay, well, that's it. It's above my head. Going into Reva.
Liam likes the Wiggles.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Where are those images?
But yeah, it's like the Aunt Beru that you read up in the legends, how she like freed the slaves and stuff. It's the action Aunt Beru. She was like a huge movement in like the freedom of people in Tatooine and stuff.
Look at the smile on her face. She enjoys the fight.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the actress just was happy not to be in a cult and got out of the cult and was able to be in Star Wars again, kind of thing. But let's see. All right. So what other things? Hang on a second. So let's go to Reva for a little bit. All right.
I wonder how they explain all of that to Luke. They're like, yeah, man, Tuskens went crazy.
Well,
just lightsaber scars all over the walls.
I don't know. I mean, I think they managed to.
Could be blaster marks.
I think they managed to cut Luke out of it quite a bit. I mean,
they're not as precise, so they're blaster.
He never saw the lightsaber activated. It was never in.
Yeah, but like all over the house, she was like cutting like doors up and
bits
the walls.
And pieces. Bits and pieces.
He's 10 years old. It's easy to lie to them at that age.
Well, there was this one scene where Reva ends up by knocking down Owen, right? And Owen ends up, and he badly is injured. You see him at the end of the episode when Obi-Wan comes back.
How he walks for the rest of his life.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Here, check this out, guys.
Look at that fight. This is where
look at the limp, though. Look at the limp.
Yeah,
he's got the limp, and old Owen has got this limp that he has had obviously since that fight. Is the Reva? Now we know how he got the fights.
Explain it, but they did.
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd say there'll be hell to pay.
That's funny. Well, they couldn't have everybody repeat the same lines. I mean, it would be silly. But yeah. Oh yeah, I accidentally did a spelling error in that, and I have to go back and correct that. I completely missed that until like just before I went on.
You change it right now.
I probably could, but I'm too busy looking at the little notes here. So at the end we've got this whole moment.
Limp gate.
Limp gate. Yeah, let's take
the limp conspiracy. Owen's limp.
Top
10 things you missed
like
in
a
episode 6.
Bone disease or anything, but no, they had to like explain it. Like, he got injured in a fight with an Inquisitor.
Yeah,
get this.
Hey, what a great story.
He needs some blue milk.
Blue milk will heal everybody.
Remember that old vine?
I guess Owen can't afford a back to tank.
Some blue milk.
Well, absolutely not. I mean, let's jump back to Reva for a little bit. There's this moment where Reva, takes down. Luke Skywalker falls, injures himself, and then she sees her younger self as she's about to try to kill Luke.
This is a slight nod that she doesn't want to.
This is a slight nod that she doesn't.
Very subtle. I love the subtle symbolism.
Very subtle. Absolutely. But I kind of felt this was the only way that if the character was going to survive, it felt like this was the right way to do that. And the fact that she brings Luke home and made a choice.
It completed her arc.
It completed her arc, but it again, just like Grogan, it set up her arc into being something in the future. Now, what that story is going to be, we don't know, but she has a bit of a powerful piece of knowledge there that not just as Anakin was Vader, but that Anakin has children.
With her skill set.
Huh? What's that?
Who would believe her if she's like in a bar, like drunk, being like, Darth Vader, man, he used to be a Jedi. He's got a kid on Tatooine that farms moisture.
Yeah,
like she sounds like a crazy person.
And then they'll be like, who's Vader?
Yeah, good point. Because Vader's not necessarily well known. Yeah,
it's like when Batman, when he finds out when Green Lantern finds out Batman's Bruce Wayne, he's like, who's Bruce Wayne?
Did you ever see that bit in the Flash where
I was going to say that.
There's a movie where
it was Justice League.
Lex Luthor, Justice League.
Yeah, it was the animated series.
Lex Luthor takes control of Flash's body, unmasks himself to find out who the Flash is, and says, "I have no idea who that is." Yeah, exactly.
I
didn't know it's in the Justice Society movie, or no, not Justice Society.
I'm excited that like with someone like Reva, who with that skill set, man, she'd do well in the galaxy, man. She'd be a survivor.
Now this is something Max would know more so, be unaware of more so. In the animated series, they created the character, of course, of Asajj Ventress, and because Asajj Ventress was killed off in the books, and it sounds like they're not going to alter that.
I watched an episode with her.
All right, okay. So
I think they should retcon her death.
You made me react.
I would like to see a retcon her death, but the reality is, this is the same kind of path.
I asked, do you think she's hot?
This is the same kind of path that Ventress had.
Max?
Ventress ends up by leaving the dark side. Becomes a bounty hunter in later Clone Wars episodes.
It's so much more of an interesting idea than like.
Yeah.
That's the best possible outcome. That's the most interesting outcome you could get.
Yeah,
I know. I really wanted to see that explored.
Chad has put this up here. Chad has put this up here. Chad wants her to join the path and meet Quinlan. Quinlan Voss being the other Jedi, for anyone who doesn't know, that is still alive. And the rumor's been out there that would be a great trio. I mean, imagine that. Reva, Quinlan, and Rogan would be an amazing trilogy of characters to follow a journey on, and see this saving young Jedi. Yeah,
there's rumors of the Fallen Order show, and she would kind of fit in really well with that, considering Cal Kestis's main opponents are the Inquisitors.
Yeah,
and she
she
would have that inside knowledge.
Right? No, completely. Yeah. No, absolutely.
It'd be cool. That's just a cool character that's out there in the universe. that would be cool to see.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Absolutely. But yeah,
if you're in the Star Wars universe, what would your profession be?
If you're in the Star Wars universe,
I'm not saying you're not going to be like a Sith or a Jedi.
Oh no,
a normal person.
No, a background person. I would say I would probably be like a blacksmith or something, building, somewhere on Tatooine,
Hey, you stole my.
You did say it, didn't you?
That's my Game of Thrones answer.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh my god, is it?
Stole it.
Oh, that's funny. I would. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
you want to be that guy banging the bell in the.
I can't fix vehicles. I can make things. I'd rather be like making little moisture evaporator parts and stuff like that. I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest.
Max, I think I'd follow with Crimson Dawn.
Brent would be Stephen Root's character in Book of Boba Fett.
A food seller. Here we go. There we go. That's a simple life. A food seller.
Selling dung worms.
Yeah.
Or what would you say?
And what would you be, Jason? Oh, Max. Sorry.
I feel like I'd follow him with Crimson Dawn. I just want to be something out. Yeah, but not a part of the Empire. Something like someone against them.
Just hang out on a yacht.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they live a comfy life. They're pretty bougie. They have casinos and stuff.
That's the closest you see as a yacht, to a yacht in the Star Wars universe until Canto bites. Until you see Canto bite, but
no, for sure.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool, Crimson Dawn. Yeah. But it's
what about yourself, Jason?
He's just a gangster.
You'd be a gangster?
No, I don't know. Probably
run Spice.
Yeah, probably run Spice in a more city setting.
Oh, really?
I want to be in one of those bigger city places.
Fair enough.
They sell death sticks in Coruscant.
Fair enough. One last thing I wanted to hit on, and then we'll bring a few people into chat here. But we do see Reva at the end, and she throws down her lightsaber. I've got to ask the question: how many lightsabers are in the Tatooine desert now?
I said that during our reaction.
You did, didn't you? Well, yeah.
God, Brent keeps stealing my lines.
Oh yeah. Well, okay.
One guy with a metal detector. The more I thought about the galaxy.
That's it.
That's what we were saying.
Obi-Wan's got Obi-Wan's got the lightsabers he pulls out of the desert. We've got Darth Maul's lightsaber that we guess got buried in the desert. We don't know what Obi-Wan did to Darth
shaking his grave.
Grievous is shaking his grave. And of course,
it could be amazing.
That's it. And then of course we've got this scene, which we end up by seeing, one last set of lightsabers. I
always hated this scene. It made no sense. Neither Luke nor Leia had a great experience on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And Anakin didn't either. So it's like...
why bury them there?
Yeah, that's the fans' home of Star Wars. That's our Star Wars home. But for the characters, that means nothing to them.
I mean, I always felt like Anakin and his mom were slaves there. Leia, I don't think ever stepped foot there.
Yeah. Belly, yeah.
Luke left as soon as he could.
Shmi's body's somewhere underneath that.
The Skywalkers did not have a great time on Tatooine.
Bring it back to Tatooine. No. And I don't like how the Lars homestead is just unoccupied, just abandoned.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah. Honestly, you should have brought them to Endor. That was their greatest victory together.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
or one of the Yavins.
So, guys, just to go over it quickly, what's your overall thoughts of the entire 6-episode arc at this point? I mean, we kind of loosely touched on it at the beginning, but at the end of the day,
they were able to handle it pretty well without messing up too much, And
right.
They're protecting their stuff because, right after, it was a good connective tissue between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope.
Yeah. Max, same.
I think it was before we watched it. I was like, I don't know if this is going to fill in the gaps or break the continuity, but after it kind of feels almost like essential watching because you get to see Obi-Wan really deal with all of his feelings that you never got to see him really deal with.
Yeah,
Liam,
He's just like the young he's a president on screen, never gets
10
old.
out of 10, Liam.
Well,
10
actually,
out of 10.
10 out of 10, Liam.
Liam brings up one thing that he brings up one thing I did want to mention that was just something I noticed through the series. When we do see the flashbacks from Raver's point of view, from the young Raver's point of view in the clone temples, we see Anakin walking in, we see him with his lightsaber, but we never get a clear image of his face directly. We see a partial blurred face when he goes to attack in last week's episode. This is the first time we actually see the clearest view of Anakin Skywalker in this particular episode from the Clone Wars era that she remembers as being one of the last things she, before she got struck down and hid and, pretended to die kind of thing. So it was kind of an interesting choice that they blurred out Anakin's face until this very moment at the end there too, I thought. That was just, it was a thought I'd noticed.
Because it was clear
on
who she would become.
Exactly, yeah. Totally. Well, I'm up for putting some people in chat if they want to come in and chat for a little bit. So I'm going to post the link here. And I think that's the right one. There we go. So if anyone wants to come in and join us and, answer any questions or, we want to know your thoughts on Obi-Wan as a series. We want to know your thoughts on, what was the other question we were going to ask? Oh, who would they be who would they be in?
You're in as a background character or a occupation.
Correct. Exactly. Occupation or character. Yeah. We're going to ask you that as well. So
I'll add, what would your Star Wars weapon be?
What would your Star? Yeah. Okay. All right. So character, occupation, and weapon. Absolutely.
Star Wars weapon.
You can choose any weapon. What would you guys choose?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
I don't know. Just a hand blaster, probably.
You wouldn't go lightsaber, you go blaster?
Well, I mean, it depends on when, because you're throwing around a lightsaber post Order 66, just gonna make you a target.
I would want a whip. Anyway, we've got our first guest here. This is Chad.
Whip?
Just a
whip. Talking about Star Wars, not Indiana Jones, man.
Yeah, but it'd be cool. I think it'd be awesome. So
who has a whip in Star Wars?
We're gonna bring Chad into the chat. Hey Chad, how's it going?
What's up?
Look at this. You got the clean cut going on here, dude. When I saw you at Celebration, you were like Chewbacca.
The hair was like down to here. The beard was down to like mid chest.
Yeah,
it
looks good, man.
It was getting long and hot. So
absolutely, I'm sure.
Get it trimmed up. But
I could appreciate that.
There is light whips in Star Wars, so
there is light whips.
You could have a lightsaber whip.
There you go. Yes, yeah. Chad is very much clued in with a lot of the stuff for sure. Chad. Your overall thoughts, man, of the series of Obi-Wan itself, just in the sense of production and in the sense of its story arc in the universe.
I loved it. It is essential watching now. Like you need to watch it before you watch, like right after episode 3. It's
absolutely.
It's like you watch the Bad Batch and now you watch this.
I agree completely.
If you're just going live action, you throw this in. I would throw this in like before Rogue. Like I would watch episode 4 and then I would watch Rogue One. Yeah. Because like this, if I'm watching now, I want to watch all through. Like I want to focus on the Skywalkers like family. And this is like essential Skywalker family.
It really is. It's that was the thing. It was just like, they did a great job at making sure it still felt like the Skywalker series, even though it was about Obi-Wan. And it shows us how badass Vader really truly is in his prime. And I think that is also very cool too.
Yeah, it's a Vader we've wanted to see forever, huh?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, like the Rogue One Vader is like, it's cool, but it's not Hayden Christensen's Vader.
Yeah.
Like I was never a big fan of Darth Vader, but like lead up to the series, like knowing that it was going to be Hayden Christensen under the mask most of the time. It's not him all the time, but it's most.
No, they got the stunt
just
doubles.
Made me excited. Like me excited to see like Vader.
Yeah,
and that was just perfect. And
would you see a series based around Vader in the future, or do you think this is kind of it for you for what you'd want to see?
I would like it. I would like to see like a more tortured Vader, maybe a little bit earlier in the timeline, like a little bit. I know they covered it in comics and stuff, but
right.
Vader,
it's nothing like seeing it live. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like Vader day one, pretty much. Yeah, like in the series and stuff like that. Would be cool.
Any other highlights for you in this last episode that you worked that didn't work?
I mean, I think everything worked in this like final episode, and for me, like it was just perfect, like through and through, like from start to finish, perfect, and just like the duel was just great. I think this is my favorite lightsaber duel now.
It was a good
just
one.
The emotional weight. I mean, the technical weight of like the Mustafar duel, which was my original favorite. It's still like a great duel,
right?
But it's not as emotional, I feel like. And then this one, like Obi-Wan's like letting go finally.
Oh, absolutely.
That's why he walked away.
That was the beauty of this series, was just watching Obi-Wan have to let go. But the moment he let go, he was able to commune with Qui-Gon. And the same way that I guess Vader was put in his space, by the Emperor at the end there, means that Vader can go off and rule the galaxy and be the badass that, he continues to be.
You'd never seen Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan was like full on force. Like in the Mustafar fight, he was on the defense, but he was on the offense.
Like smashing. I liked it when he like started using the lightsaber hilt. Like that's always like nice. He was going in for the cheap shots. He's like, all right, I'm gonna kill you. And I feel like even if he didn't slice the helmet, like we obviously know that he's not gonna kill Darth Vader. But like if we didn't have the original trilogy and we just had this, we'd think like Obi-Wan was gonna kill Darth Vader then. Because I was thinking like if he didn't like hit the helmet, he would have killed Darth Vader because it was the moment he saw Anakin under there, and that's when he would like that he stopped.
Yeah. Obi-Wan wouldn't kill him, but see, that's something Anakin would do. He had Count Dooku. He had Vader in the same position, but he's Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I mean, he had Reva in the same position and didn't cut off her head, which I was perfectly fine. I wanted her to live.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'd be down to see a series based around her and maybe joining the path, as you mentioned. It seems like the logical choice. They've set up some nice little characters to go on a little journey from here on.
I feel like with every series, you're going to have to supply some type of element that you could expand with, And Reva's that character.
Absolutely, and Rogan,
Rogan.
Set up some great side characters, and you need to continue their story.
Exactly,
you have to. I mean, I would have loved to see Tala like in Ned. I love that droid. Ned B to like move on, but like
we still got before that.
We got the Bad Batch. Maybe she'll pop up in the Bad Batch. I mean, I'd be happy to see her turn up. Yeah,
pretty cool.
Absolutely, for sure. And then Chad, what would your kind of like I guess planet of destination, your job be? What would you do? What would be your weapons in? Well, let's start this off.
Occupation.
The occupation. Yeah.
Universe.
Let's start with the occupation.
I don't know. I'd want to be a smuggler, but I wouldn't be as cool like Han Solo. I'd be like a shitty smuggler.
Fair enough. You weapon of choice?
Smuggler. Probably just like your standard like pistol blaster. Something
fancy. Like Solo's blast, like something the handheld blast.
BL-44.
Fair enough.
Something light.
Actually, I changed my whip to bowcaster. I'd rather have a bowcaster than
those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was not expecting Roken to walk in with a bowcaster, and I was like,
that was cool.
Double barrel bowcaster. All right.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, Chad, we've got somebody else on who was really ready to jump in. So it is nice chatting with you. And at some point in the future, I would love to have you on for a full, talk and just chat the stuff, chat everything. Would be awesome, man.
Let me know, and I'll
absolutely
jump on for a full episode.
Absolutely,
I like your collection, man.
Yeah,
way too many Legos.
What's the helmet behind you? Whose helmet is that?
Oh, that one. This one's Wedges, and that one's Bubba's.
Oh, Wedge. Bubba's, it's Bubba's.
Sweet, man. Wedges. That's cool. That's a good helmet to have. Is Wedges.
I know. That was my first helmet that I bought, and I was like,
nice.
Of course, we're gonna put the one closest.
Nice.
Very cool. All right, Chad. It's good to have you on, and we'll chat again soon, man. Thanks for joining us. All right, later. Okay, we're going to bring in Anchorman. Now, Anchorman sometimes has technical difficulties, so let's see what happens. Let's see. All right, Anchorman. How you doing? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Good to hear you, man.
Right.
Hey. So I'm the cheese. So, man, what were your final thoughts of Obi-Wan Kenobi as the series, like the entire 6 parts?
I really liked it. I wish it could have been a little bit more, but I still liked it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
If we get a season 2, that would be great.
Yeah.
If we don't, oh well.
Fair enough. I mean, I would be content with just having them continue, as they are. I would, if there is a season 2, I wouldn't want to be necessarily about Vader versus Obi-Wan. I would rather see something with Qui-Gon Jinn and learning the Force, or something like that, or just something that is completely different, left field from even if it was Obi-Wan teaching Reva or something like that. What would you like to see from the season 2 of Obi-Wan if it came across?
Maybe Obi-Wan on Tatooine, just him on Tatooine.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what we thought. What I thought it was going to be.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. So, any specific highlights from this episode of episode 6 that you really enjoyed?
Where Obi-Wan says goodbye to Anakin.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
He's just like,
it was a powerful
scene.
Yeah. Goodbye, Darth. Yeah. It was the Hayden's. Both of their performances were amazing in this for sure. And absolutely. And then so if you were a character in Star Wars, what would your location be? What planet would you want to live on?
Occupation
and planet.
I would be a citizen.
You'd be a citizen?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Maybe like a trucker.
Just a trucker.
the trucker? Oh, the trucker. Okay, fair enough.
A bantha instructor.
There you go. That's the job.
A what? I didn't hear that.
A bantha instructor. I think that's perfect for Anchorman. I think that would be awesome. That he would be a bantha. And what would your weapon of choice? Yeah, Rancor. Okay, well, I think you would get killed by a Rancor. Fair enough. Fair enough. What would your weapon of choice be? Outside of the big ones, you wouldn't have a lightsaber and
Well, I never used a blaster. That's dangerous. So I guess a wrench.
Okay, you're breaking up there. You're breaking up a little bit there, Anchorman. So try that again.
Maybe a wrench or a lightsaber.
A wrench?
Wrench? A wrench. we have a wrench in the chat. That's cool. Anyway, you're breaking up a little bit, man. We're having difficulty trying to hear you at this point. But at the same time, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming in. And it was good to chat with you, Anchorman. And thanks for watching, man. I enjoy our connection, our continual back and forth in Discord on All New Nerds Discord. It's a lot of fun always.
Yeah.
All right. And if you don't... anything you want to pitch? Anchorman does have a
what?
He has a YouTube page as well. I'll post it in the link below. If anyone's interested, Anchorman has a YouTube page. Check it out and subscribe to him. He's a really good kid. All right. Thank you, Anchorman. Sorry we lost your voice there at the end, but that's cool. All right, man. Thank you. All right. Okay. So, Liam, did you get through? I can't see you in the bottom there, but we can chat for a few more minutes. If Liam does get his way on, we'll pull him in. For now, I mean that's most of what I got from. Oh wait, we got somebody. Oh no, we've got Liam here. We're going to bring you on right now. Liam, how's it going? Can you hear us? We cannot. All right, we can't hear you, Liam. So your mic isn't working. Okay. Yeah, you're having trouble with the mic, man. Try switching settings if you can. I'm not too sure what type of computer you've got there.
Hello, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. There we go. We got Liam. We got the mighty Liam. How you doing, man?
Do I sound all right? Is the audio
okay? You sound great. You're coming through nice and clear, man. So
all right, nice.
Good to hear from you. It's been a while since we've chatted. Yeah, dude. So, what were your thoughts on the series overall?
Better than I expected it to be.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm not going to say I had low expectations, but I was ready for disappointment. And I wasn't that disappointed, to be fair. I'm quite happy with the result. Yeah.
Right. That's
decent.
Cool. Awesome. That's cool. Any highlights for you throughout the series that were your favorite moments?
Definitely the scenes with Vader. I was scared they was going to make, not make him weak, but, build up the other characters like Reva, or Reva, how you say it, whatever. But they actually made Vader pretty cool in this. They made him powerful. They made him strong. They made him break a kid's neck just for the sake of it.
Oh yeah, that was brutal.
They made Vader how he's meant to be, and I respect Disney for going that way. I was scared there wasn't, but I wasn't disappointed. So Vader was definitely my highlight.
Yeah, I mean, even when we see him as Anakin, as he's Vader, but he's Anakin at the time. I mean, there was some. They still showed the brutally violent moments there, so to speak. So
yeah, Vader's like a monster, man.
Yeah,
that's
exactly, and
he's like a terror monster. Just
exactly, he is a monster, and I was scared they weren't gonna show him as one, but they did. So I don't really have much complaints.
No, you're right. I didn't know what to expect from Vader. I honestly didn't expect to know how much screen time he was going to have, and I'm glad he got the screen time he did, and was at the intensity that he should be. Now, you also had some moments that weren't exactly up there for you. What's some of the moments that didn't quite work for you?
Just kind of the in-between bits. It got a little slow from time to time. I don't really... I think I was complaining a lot more during the show than afterwards, now that it's all out. Now that all the context is there and that everything's out. I'd probably have a lot more fun watching it back than I was watching it for the first time as it was happening.
So you'll sit down and watch it for the full 5.5 hours and...
Probably. I don't really have much of a life. But
hey, welcome to the club. If we're not working, I don't have much of a life either.
I just get really critical as it's happening. As the episodes come out, I just get annoyed by the small things. But
as long as you're critical in all the right ways, you can be critical about a show or a series and either still appreciate it or whatever your final choice is. But as long as you have the words to back up why you criticize the scenes, I think that's completely fine. At the same time, you equally give praise to the scenes that are equally as good, for sure. There's a lot of people out there that just tend to go out there and just go, nope, we hate it, it's a piece of junk, but give no reason why, or not a valid reason. So I always value your input, because you can be critical on stuff, but you're critical in the right ways.
Some people just complain for the sake of complaining, But,
exactly, for sure, absolutely. No, you're right. Yeah. So, yeah, no, totally. Any other highlights? Any other things you wanted to say about the series?
Leia as well. I don't know who plays the little Leia, but she's done a pretty good job, and everyone else on the cast did do her all right. But she really, I didn't expect as much screen time, but she was really cool.
None of us did. We were thinking it was all going to be about Luke Skywalker.
He was barely in it.
Yeah, exactly. Which is fine too. I mean, Luke really has to remain. He needs to remain clueless to what's going on.
So Luke has had but he's had 3 movies where he's the center. So I think it's all right that we got a bit of Leia time. I don't mind it. I like it.
No, I also like that this is the Leia who grows up to be the Carrie Fisher version that we love.
It's kind of like the seed for what we'll eventually see in like Return of the Jedi, where Leia is, really, really cool. Like she doesn't start, well, she's cool anyway, but you know what I mean.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We see her blossoming, but I don't know right words.
Yeah. So Liam, what kind of occupation would you want in the in the Star Wars universe?
I'd like to be English.
You'd like to be English, so you want to be an Imperial then?
Imperial people.
Sure, why not?
Yes.
Why would I want to be anything else other than English, though? No,
there you go. Fair enough. All right, and what planet would you prefer to live on in the Star Wars
probably
universe?
England.
The planet of England? Okay.
Yeah, the planet England, where we
should have seen that one coming. Yeah. the planet of Britain.
No, not Britain. I don't.
Not
really
Britain.
Like,
just
I don't
okay.
really like Scotland that much, but
fair enough.
England. Is
cool. That's funny. All right.
I think what you really want to live on is the mutant otherworld. It's just kind of a Britain, but another.
All right. If we're being serious,
absolutely
serious, probably. What's wrong with the little Ewoks? What's it called?
Endor.
Endor. Sorry.
Yeah.
Endor.
Endor's a dangerous place to live on.
Yeah, but it's really pretty. They've got a lot of trees. I'd love to live with Ewoks. I'd become one with the Ewoks.
Fair enough.
I love Ewoks.
I mean, for us in California, Endor's only about 8 hours north, so it's like I want to go up there one day and check out the redwoods one day when they shot Return of the Jedi.
I used to go there a lot.
It looks beautiful.
A lot when I lived in San Francisco.
Oh yeah, damn, that'd be amazing.
Your Woods. That's what it's called.
Yeah, that's cool. Guys, any other questions for Liam at all?
What's your weapon?
Oh yeah.
Like a lightsaber, but a knife version. So you can hide it really well.
Vibroblade. More or less.
Sure,
or...
a vibroblade.
Are those? Those aren't light though. They just vibrate. Right?
Yeah, you see.
It's like a hybrid powered.
Like a Star Wars vibrator.
Voss. What's his name? Has it in Solo. Dryden Voss has it in Solo. Here's the vibro blades. Yeah, they're like an energy field blade that
vibrates.
I see one. You see one in Mandalorian.
Yeah, you do too.
Yeah, I'll take it back then. That sounds rubbish.
Yeah. You have any? What's your next anticipated Star Wars series coming up?
Mando season 3, I guess. Well, does that count as a new series? It's already out, but that's what I'm. That's on the calendar.
It wasn't until I saw the trailer for Andor that I got a lot more hype for Andor because it is quite beautiful.
Right.
And we were discussing this the other day. Actually, there is something about a show that is shot in England that the quality and the class of it is as a production. No, there is. The class of production quality that is shot in a production in England is far more superior than anything shot in America. It's just a weird. It's not even weird. It's pure. There's generations of craftsmanship that is put into these movies and these shows. When they do their work. And it's not to downplay anything it's done in the United States, but I think Andor's going to have a completely different vibe to it purely because of everything that's brought to the table around the production quality is just different.
To be honest, I didn't even know Andor was filmed in England. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Well,
they've been shooting... What's that, sorry?
What is funny, like Gal out of Strange Things, Millie Brown or something, and Henry Cavill, Superman, Henry Cavill. They're actually filming a movie in the city where I live in right now. I walk by the set sometimes. I don't know what it's called, but and I haven't seen any actors, but
that's cool.
Okay,
to have people filming not only in my country but in the city, it's cool.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of it is shot in the United States. So,
Yeah. No, as I said, it's going to be fun to see what
the original Star Wars was shot in England.
Mm-hmm.
Was it?
In Tunisia.
Oh, yeah.
And Tunisia.
Oh, yeah. Star Wars Empire and Jedi were shot in England. Episode 1 was shot in England. Episode 2 and 3 were shot in Australia. Like the main unit, not the stuff when they traveled overseas and stuff. But
there's a lot of Australian actors in the prequels compared to like a lot of British actors in the original trilogy.
That's kind of true.
Yeah. But cool. And then so you were saying that your most anticipated show was Mandalorian season 3. The trailer for season 3 though. Oh, and Andor, but the trailer for season 3, I was lucky enough to see it at the celebration. Oh my god, you got no idea what you're in. Well, I saw part of it. I was on the sidelines. But I heard
there's a leak out there.
Yeah, it's hard to find. Yeah,
it's worth seeking out. I'll say.
Yeah,
good trailer. I don't
but
know if we're gonna get that
drop it in the
yeah.
drop it in the chat. Max.
No,
I don't have it on. I don't have it on.
No, Disney are cutting that stuff out all the time.
I'm joking.
It's crazy. Yeah, I know. But either way, it's gonna be amazing. I mean, we're gonna see some pretty epic. We are gonna see some massive epic battles.
It better be amazing.
There's gonna be some fighter ship battles.
I want to see Grogu with a lightsaber.
Yeah,
like a really tall lightsaber that's bigger than him, but
too big
for him. I think Grogu will be. Yeah, I don't know if we'll get a lightsaber. I think he's going to definitely.
He chose to be a Mandalorian, man.
He chose to be a Mandalorian with a lightsaber.
Yeah, it'd be cool, but I think there's this element of Grogu is going to use the Force to deflect, and he's going to have a very similar connection that, say, Ezra Bridger has with creatures. We saw that with the Rancor. So he's going to be able to control. He'll be able to use the Force and protect people in other ways. He'll be able to call up to the forest creatures and bring them in to defend. I mean, that's the kind of direction I think they're going to go with Grogu. Is my guess, rather than saying here's a lightsaber, you're a Mandalorian.
It would be
Jedi.
cool to see Grogu with a lightsaber.
Oh yeah, the Beast Whisperer. Yeah, I think he's going to be too young for that. For a lightsaber, and again, he was never
cool to be a baby with a lightsaber.
A light dagger
would be adorable. I have to admit, it'd be a light dagger. I think Mandalorian will give him some sort of weapon, but I just don't know what it's going to be. It won't be a blaster, but it'll be.
We can dream.
There's going to be some sort of stick. He is going to get some sort of armor, though. That part is evident from one of the scenes that was shown.
Imagine Grogu in a Mandalorian helmet as well.
It'd be sweet.
Grogu is just funny and everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Chainmail.
Yeah.
I'd like to see armor on him.
Totally. Complete side note, Liam. Have you been watching Ms. Marvel?
I have, and
your thoughts?
It's not so much that I wasn't caring. I wasn't hyped. I read the comics when I was little, and to be fair, looking back, they weren't that good. The comics I read personally, but the show is actually all right. I'm not gonna lie. I like it.
Awesome. I'm glad you said that.
I was never gonna say I'd hate it because I wasn't hyped, but
neither was I. It was the bottom of my tier list, and it's really up there. I'm enjoying the character stuff. I mean, we barely saw. I think we even said in our reaction video last night when we dropped the reaction video for it, episode 3. We are not seeing much of her powers right now, and it doesn't matter as a person and a family unit and everything. I'm loving the way they're presenting the family unit. I'm loving how they're presenting the ethnicity of her family and the culture and all that, which is just different, a vibe that
What's actually kind of funny is my brother's Muslim, or he's got like a Muslim family. So I'm not personally, but I've seen that around, and obviously I'm not going to say they would dramatize it, but it's fairly realistic to what I've seen and what I've grown up with. So
different cultures within the group of the culture.
Yeah, it was cool seeing it. It was pretty cool. Yeah.
Cool. I think I'm respectful to just being a religion in general. I think a lot of shows just would tend to avoid it as a topic, but it's cool to see them actually kind of lean into it.
Yeah.
They're embracing the culture, and it is.
I mean, that's real life. You can't ignore religion, can you?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not a religious person at all, but it's cool to see a show that actually has something that represents.
Yes, and it helps me understand a little bit more and appreciate and respect everybody else's culture by learning some information too.
That religion is a culture among those people, and specifically like a Jersey.
Yes, of all places. We will rip into Jersey before we rip into the culture.
So there's a big, Muslim community in Jersey.
Oh, for sure, absolutely.
You ever seen the show Rami? It takes place in that same area too, and it's about like a Muslim family. The main character is Muslim.
Right. Gotcha.
But what's her name? Who plays Layla in Moon Knight is in that show. She plays his sister.
She Muslim.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, she's in Rami.
That's cool. Stuff. Anyway, I think we've been going for like an hour and 15 minutes or so, and And it's never long enough for Jason. He's always wants to go longer, but I think we might call it
my
a
streams
day.
go 3 hours, so
I know your streams go 3 hours. I can only sit in this chair for one before I get uncomfortable. Anyway, Liam, thank you very much for joining us. Yes,
thanks, Liam. Afterwards for a minute. Always good to have you.
Yeah, and thanks everybody on the chat and everybody who came on. It was a pleasure. And guys, we won't be up this Sunday. Obviously, the reason we're doing this Friday is that I've got to work all weekend. It's Friday. Well, Friday here. It's Saturday for me.
Yeah,
but yeah, Friday, Sunday. I'm working all weekend on a short film, so we'll be coming live next week. We'll drop reaction videos next Wednesday for Ms. Marvel, and then we've got a whole pile of shows coming up with Star Wars content between the Bad Batch and Tales of the Jedi, and of course Andor, all coming up in the next couple of months. Which is going to be
what that is, Jason.
We're going to have all this stuff falling at once. What is that, Jason? You're trying to show?
Black Loki's Instagram stories. I'm just catching up.
Okay, all right. He's dropping more of them. Yeah, there you go. All right. Anyway, guys. Chat. Thank you so much for joining us, guys, and we are.